welcome to the Glencoe Golf and Country Club. I am Justin Smith, and welcome loyal viewers to the first of a series of 3 instructional videos on reel maintenance. This video number 1 is on backlapping. Enjoy. Okay, so before we actually get into backlapping the reels, we need to go over some required equipment and some required PPE before we begin. So the first thing we need before we can backlap is a machine to backlap. So right here we've got the Toro Greenmaster Triflex 3300, and we've got 3 reels on this machine. The next thing we need is some backlapping compound. It's just this gritty black liquid type stuff. It's kind of like liquid sandpaper. We've got our paintbrush so that we can apply the compound to the reels, and we've also got this wrench so that we can adjust the bed knife. We'll get into that in the next adjusting bed knife and reel video number 2. So that is the required equipment. What we'll also need to stay safe are our steel-toed boots, some gloves, some eye protection, and I also have some ear protection in here, which I will put in before we start this to help protect myself. All those things together, and I think I am ready to go. Okay, before we start, we just need to make some adjustments so that our reels will spin backwards when we turn the mower on and engage the reels, hence the term backlapping. So if we look down here, we can flip this switch, which makes the reels go from forward to reverse. And then we can also control the speed that the reels turn, and we're going to turn that way down so that when we start the mower, the reels don't just fling the compound off themselves. Alright, so I think we're just about ready to turn the mower on. I'm going to leave the throttle as low as it can go. Same reason that we leave the reel speed down, just so it doesn't fling the compound off of the reels. So here we go. Now I'm going to engage the reels, and they should spin backwards. Okay, so we're ready to backlap. So I put some compound on my brush here. I'm going to streak it across nice and evenly, and then back the other way. Some people like to use big, long extenders on their brushes to feel better, but I like living on the edge. So here we go. Just a nice light grip so it doesn't rip your hand into there. Cross, back, nice even spread. And you can hear the noise of the grit between the reel and the bed knife. This one. And the third one, I'm going to go to the side so I don't rip my feet off into the front reel. There we go. We're just going to let that sit until we can't really hear the noise of the grip between the reel and the bed knife anymore. Or let it spin for about 5 minutes or so. Alright, so we're ready to put on our second application here. So same as before, nice smooth streak across and back. Here we go. And again. Love that noise. Third reel's a charm. Alright, well I don't think I hear any more grinding of grit between reel and bed knife, so that means it's time for our third and final application. Here we go. cases, we'll let this sit, and then it should be ready to go. Okay, so the last step of backlapping is to hose those reels off to make sure all that excess grit is off of there. So here we go. You can keep the reels running just so you get every inch of those blades. Look at that. Oh, hello there. I bet you're wondering now why I just did all of that. Well, backlapping is an inexpensive, time-saving alternative to grinding reels. Grinding does put a truer edge on the reel and bed knife, but backlapping is a sufficient method of sharpening bed knives and reels and maintaining a good quality of cut. The grittiness of the compound between the bed knife and the spinning reels puts a nice fresh edge on the blades. Many courses will backlap their reels if they don't have the option to grind on a regular basis because of a lack of resources such as time, budget, or labor. Many of these courses will backlap throughout the season and then send their reels to a company to grind them over the off-season. However, one instance when grinding is much more ideal than backlapping is immediately after the greens have been aerated or top dressed, as these practices take a toll on the reels as they take quite a beating and take the edge off the blade quite quickly. Overall, backlapping gives a fresh edge to the blade, and after a couple reel to bed knife adjustments, it's ready to provide a good quality cut. I hope you've all found this video as informative watching it as I have making it. A special thank goes out to my main cameraman and equipment mentor, Dave Steady Hands Gerlach. We'll see you next week for our second installment of instructional videos, this time on reel and bed knife setup on a greensmower. Thank you!